Okay, folks, the chop has been completed. We are very pleased with the flow of this. It looks very natural, and you wouldn't know this was a chopped car, you know. But now we're going to be moving on to a highly controversial but excellent modification, in my opinion. We are going to be converting this into a bustleback, similar to one of the greatest cars ever built, the early 1980s Cadillac Sevilles. I'll put up a picture here for those of you who are not familiar with them, but just an absolute peak of early 1980s styling. And it really helps incorporate the late 20s, or would you say late 20s or early 1930s styling?
It was like the first integrated trunks on cars, right?
Right.
It was like 80s retro kind of thing, right? Everybody did it.
Yeah.
Cadillac did it.
Yeah.
Lincoln did it. Chrysler even tried it.
Right.
With that 80s Imperial that they did. But GM did it best.
Yeah, we feel the Seville was the finest version of that. So that is what we're trying to recreate here with our Omega.
We figured that there was probably styling sketches in the GM studio about the time this car was made that were,
Actually, we did. Funny you
up and thrown in the garbage, but
funny you should say that, because I did find several styling pictures from GM, and I'll put them up here, and which very closely mimic this.
And yeah, those are seamless.
Yeah.
Flawless.
So we're really fortunate to get our hands on those. Really help lay out our line here. So we now have.
Apparently, they were considering the 9-foot door too.
Yes, they were. Funny. Yeah. Again, for those of you who haven't been following along,
that's how it's done.
Again, you can see just the amount of room you have to get in and out of the vehicle here.
Yeah, I don't know why that's never gone on.
Not to mention, it's much more attractive than,
having two door handles on each side.
Exactly.
The lines.
Yes. This is what it's all about. It's just creating the seamless flow of all these lines intersecting together.
So, what else we got going? It's bustleback time.
It really is. It really is.
Kyle's, he's the one that's really bent on the bustleback here.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Kyle. He's just a fanatic for 70s GM concept.
I really am. Yeah.
And so here we go. I'm gonna sit back and watch on the first half.
Yeah, he's just trying to understand, because we're having
all this. I'm gonna turn the trunk upside down.
Yeah, we're having like a communication error right now.
I'm just like, I'm gonna sit over here and smoke drugs, and you go crazy, and then I'll join you later. So you can see Kyle's got the. This is what I like. That's commitment. We got one line, a couple other. Oh yeah, these were our first sketches.
Yeah.
You got one line. That's it.
Yeah. That's what we're cutting.
So cut it.
Seville time.
Product time.
Yeah, we got product time and Seville time going on at the same time.
Holy! I turn around and half the car is gone.
Yeah. Can happen to anyone. Is it still holding?
Huh?
Is it still load bearing?
I hope not. No, how could it be? If it is, we got a problem.
So just a little trick for any of you out there doing your own Seville conversions. Time-saving trick is to keep both sides the same. All you do is you cut your template out of the other quarter panel, and then you simply lay it on and trace it out, and you'll have a perfect fitting Seville body line. Oh, let's wait till you play.
Oh, that's alright, go ahead.
Okay, you like the challenge? Body working during an earthquake?
This side just doesn't flow.
No,
Quite
there's
right.
some bad things that happen.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So it kind of goes, "Woo."
Yeah, no, I don't. Something definitely went wrong.
I think Kyle was getting angry when this side got done.
Yeah, still cared. Sweet. Oh, my little wedge dropped in there. Maybe we can get some tips from the master here on applying body filler to create a show car finish.
Yeah.
No comment?
Just right over the dirt is your best bet.
Okay. Keep in mind there's trim that goes over there.
That's right.
But you do want to seal up all your welds.
All 7 of them. Seal up all 7 of your tacks with a generous coat of long strand.
Cool. Oh, I'm going to get back to my Seville conversion here. Oh, yeah. This is the money side. Yeah, I have a feeling when this car gets backed outside, there's going to be some weird discrepancies on the passenger side that might be visible.
Okay. So, the end with the key goes towards the back window.
That's right.
Alright. That's what I learned at school. So far. Okay. Is he gonna lean on there or what?
No, it won't. If it goes in further, like this way, like tuck it in there,
Oh, yeah.
just like that.
Okay.
That's not sound, but
I'm not feeling it just yet. I think we need to lift it up and lay it back here.
you think so?
Oh, we just gotta get. flip it around and try the other way.
Oh,
Because then
yeah.
you got a good line here.
Yeah, I guess.
The coward's way, facing the way it should. Because we can tip this down too.
Sure.
And that might actually be the way to go.
Yeah. There are many things to trip over there.
Backwards stumble. Nice. I know, nice to see you clean up all the tools from the previous job before you start the next one. Oh, this is more natural, I think. Who would have thought putting it on the way it was?
Yeah, this is totally backwards to my conviction. Okay.
Is it gonna stay? Yeah, it's staying. Okay.
Oh,
There you go. It's not bad. It's not terrible. If we lean that filler panel down to match.
okay. Yeah, it's not really the Seville that I had envisioned, but we're also kind of working with a different
Because it's
roof
not a
line.
Seville and we're. Yeah, we're gonna be feathering this guy back a bit. Oh yeah, I see it.
Yeah, it's very Seville-like.
Sad, you actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the magic, eh?
That's where she stays.
Nice. rest of that almost can get tacked on.
Yeah, that's what we're working on now.
It's going pretty quick.
Yeah.
You know, the problem is, you look so much like a real Seville that people will just think it's a Seville.
Yeah.
That could be your shtick. Well, that was the shtick, right? I couldn't afford. Well, my
Can't
friends have a
afford.
Cadillac and I don't have one.
Yeah. Oh man, this is gonna. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's coming together. Oh man, that's so fucking cool. Looks so good. You know, it's funny. We probably never, either of us worked this hard on actual paying work.
What do you mean pay work? I'm gonna make millions off of this on YouTube.
I hope you do.
I won't. I think this is already crossed into the. This is already crossed into the total loss threshold. But it's worth it for the troll.
Well, it's hard to argue that there's a better troll going on YouTube right now. The other thing is, oh yeah. That, it looks so much like a fucking Seville now, dude. It's
Yeah, I'm
pretty
so
fucking
happy.
scary, hey?
Yeah. This is what I've been busy since I was a young boy.
You gotta chase your dreams,
Yeah.
young man. You gotta chase your dreams.
A t-shirt with "We take pride in what we hide." think that's a good saying for a t-shirt.
Yeah, well, I had Oldsmobile Omega Preservation Society t-shirts made over a month ago, but they didn't get shipped because DHL and everybody else was on strike. We kind of missed the boat on that, but
Oh, so will you get them in time to cut it up?
I would hope they're still stuck in who knows where. But I'm gonna I'm gonna do a compilation video in December again of the whole project here,
Nice.
so that I can hopefully have them by then, and then not that they're gonna be a hot seller, but
Oh man, where's the camera? Classic
I know.
pile on fire shot right there.
oh,
Man.
Is the camera on?
probably I don't know. I can't remember.
You're gonna start.
It is on, but you didn't. Nobody saw the fire.
Oh,
That
pointing
sucks.
the wrong point on the
Yesterday we
fire.
missed the part where Scott crushed the roof after.
We had it all set up, and I was like, okay, I'll jump inside and hold it. And I went like this, and it went, and it flattened out about here. Whoops.
Windshield didn't quite fit there.
We had to do a little quick fucking repair.
Yeah, a little porta power.
Over repair.
I guess you might have some problems with the windows glass with the angle.
Oh,
of the
right.
windshield.
Yeah, we're getting custom side glass made, so it'll be fine.
Yeah, that's right. Custom glass will stay on that. This is the tops of the doors. We welded to the roof to give it a nice finish. So now it's hard tops. It used to be a sedan. Now it's hard.
Hard top's worth more money.
No, that's what we figured.
Yeah.
Kyle wants to get all the dollars at the,
Yeah.
at the SEMA or whatever the fuck it is. The smell of burning jacket
Yeah.
takes me back. Okay, so what's next?
Next is trying to navigate a welder through the maze of garbage.
Oh, garbage maze.
To get to the back there?
Yeah.
Don't suppose it's quit raining.
We could have a look, because that would make things a lot easier.
Get over here.
Looking good.
Product on my shirt here.
Trying getting rid of stuff for free in Pontiac, and
Then they want you
I
to
ended
go
up
over
just,
it.
I then you have to just hauling it all to scrap.
Yeah, it's not enough that it's free, they want you to deliver.
Yeah.
You know, like your time.
Yeah, we had an old couch we had to get rid of a few years ago, couch and chair that's been through 16 years of daycare. So, free and, wants to be delivered to the third floor of the apartment building on the other side of town.
You pick it up to the dumpster.
Yeah, so that my front lawn, you know. Anyway, somebody came and bought it this afternoon. I wouldn't have been able to get $10 out of it if I put the price on it. Match the other side.
Oh, I don't care about the other side anymore.
The other side is gone. You ready?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Look
Yeah,
at all
let's-
those problems going away.
Wow.
All right. See you next week.
So a little update here, folks. The metal finishing is complete, and we have now moved on to the product application.
See you guys. Oh, you want it better than that? Well, all right. Product time. So are we doing kind of a
Yeah, just
You know,
whatever it is. Whatever it is.
traditionally coach builders wouldn't really, they would just kind of wing it.
Yeah, and we're just trying to
That's where
maintain
the-
that heritage.
That's where the British expression for fenders comes from.
Right.
Is wing it. Oh.
Whoa.
Yeah. Oh,
Uh-oh.
problems.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a little bit of a valley there.
Yeah.
A little bit of a sinkhole.
Valley of death. Look at this action here, you guys.
Look at that beautiful reverse curve.
I know. Not everybody can do that.
Well, a lot of people say you need an English wheel to create
right.
that.
All
I
you
would
need
disagree.
Is some anger. Some anger issues.
Oh, okay.
And an Oldsmobile.
Right?
And the power of internet hatred. Look at how good that looks.
That actually worked out better than I was expecting.
Yeah, I like hearing that.
Wow.
Now we've got a little bit of interpretive dance to do at the back here. Right?
Yeah.
we got ourselves a situation here.
There was
Well,
never.
this body line's supposed to go kind of.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
See, there you go.
there you go. And we
Product
just gotta-
solves all your problems.
Product away. Now we got to take this little subtle reverse here. blend it with this other slightly less subtle one. You don't usually have to worry about that until you chop the back of the car off. And then
there's a little piece of welding wire sticking.
that's for strength. Okay.
Oh no, okay. Oh.
Oh, we got a bit of a. Oh yeah, she's good. And then we'll just kind of, oops, give her a bit of a blendy. There.
Excellent.
That'll all,
Yeah.
you know, we'll flesh out the characters in the next chapter, but that's basically how the story goes. Jesus. Oh, we'll just lay down some covering fire here.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Good.
And that's it.
I'll mix up the rest and we'll be right back after these messages.
Oh, we still got more left?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Like I said, it makes half of it do this side. Oh, what happened here?
Oh, there's a breach.
Breach, a whole breach. Okay. Okay.
Right.
Then we'll just put a little Bondo on top of our Bondo and that'll
Yeah.
take care of that. This is all coming along very
Yeah,
nicely.
this is looking really good.
Yeah, very happy with that. And any other minor structural issues you want to address before we scrape
Well,
this off?
I think
The biggest hole, we'll just chunk this in there.
okay, probably right
There,
here.
yeah, just
That's a big.
lay down a bridge beach head here. There we go. That's gonna be just fine.
Perfect.
Don't want any high spots. Even the armchair critics will pick those out.
Yep. Little update here, folks. We've been hard at it. Haven't really been updating you lately, but dramatic transformation at the rear here. The Seville conversion is more or less completed in the metalwork stage. We've got a foundation laid down, and we're just gonna start sculpting and finishing out the bodywork here. But all the metalwork has now been fully completed. Everything's fully welded and metal finished, and it's just looking great. So I'm gonna start sanding. Scott is going to continue sculpting here, and we're just gonna knock this thing out. It's gonna be really cool.
Get it out of the park, like,
Oh yeah, look at that. How could anybody not like that?
anybody doesn't like that, it just has no soul.
Yep. Wow. Dreams coming true here, folks.
Okay. I thought you sanded this a little better here.
Oh, I didn't sand it at all.
I see that. I see that now. Should have probably checked before I mixed up this huge fucking truckload of cheese.
Right.
Oh well, it'll smooth. She'll be fine. It's just maybe a little more sanding than I wanted to do, but it's looking good. And a little magic here. This is looking nice.
Huh? Hand sculpted.
Yeah, hand laid.
Latest progress report. We are almost ready for primer here. We've been painstakingly prepping this car for several minutes now, getting all the body lines fine-tuned and dialed in, and we're very pleased with how it's all coming together. It does look a bit muddled right now because of all the various layers.
All the mud.
Because of all the
Muddled
hand
or
crafting that went into this.
Yeah.
But this is all part of the process here, and right now we're just touching up a few very, very minor surface imperfections, and
Before we fall into them.
yes, that's right. We don't want to trip and fall. We don't want any trip hazards when we're
Trip
priming.
and fall into these pinholes and be lost forever.
So on a positive note, we're just getting ready for primer,
So
and
there's still pizza left.
then yes, that's right. So really,
Ooh, don't trip on. Careful. Here, can you give me a cone? Put a cone around this one.
oh
What's going on?
yeah.
Put a cone on.
Yeah, and again, you can see the landscape here.
Easy.
Very
That's
nice.
all looking good.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, you may. If you want to do a few touch-ups. I think this is a lost cause.
I thought that
This-
was your vision.
Well, this was noble, and we gave it our best try, but it's time to move on.
It's time to move on. It's time to move on. Kyle's not letting me leave till this thing's in primer.
Yeah. Have to work together for the greater good here.
Oh man, this is fucked. Oh, don't even worry about those ones. Okay, you got any more?
Oh, I
beauties?
got some good
You
ones.
got
I got some gooders.
issues?
Got some there. That little.
Yeah, probably could have used it, eh? Okay. What? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh yeah. Those are some fucking beauties. Yeah. Yeah, some definitely. What are you talking? Hang on, don't.
Oh, look, there's a good one.
Primer probably would have filled that.
Okay, well then that means primer will fill all these.
Huh?
Yeah, you can't even see those yet.
Whoa, look at these guys. Sweet. No, primer will fill
Yeah.
those.
Okay, good.
Whoa, not that one. There ain't no primer in the world that's going to fill that one.
Oh, maybe
What?
door.
Door.
Oh, okay, that's fine. But maybe a little
No,
chip there.
primer.
Okay, get
These are
door's
good.
mint. Door's mint.
Ooh, said that one. That's pretty hard. All right, good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on?
up here, hey?
That's right. You're standing in front of the best part of the car, though.
Oh, sorry. All this hard work and
Yeah, just here. Look at my shitty jacket. You get to see every week. I want to say thanks to Kyle for having me over and letting me wreck his car or help wreck his car. It's a horrifying abomination, and
we're awful proud of it.
And I love it. I have to say, I hope that Kyle chops it into tiny pieces. No,
This is gonna get a good home.
it's gone to the right home, and just like the old owner wanted. Hey,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, you wanted to go to a car guy.
yeah. Went to a car guy and a hairstyling guy. I got my hair done.
Yeah, speaking of which, nice hair.
Right.
Where'd you
Carter
get that done?
hairstyling.
Right. We
Saskatchewan
couldn't afford to
discount.
fly out to Europe, so Saskatchewan hairstyling was the next best thing. He got his hair plugs
Got my
installed,
hair
as you
plugs
can see.
in, as you can see. Seamless job.
Key to every successful YouTuber is
That's
having nice hair.
Thanks for watching Unsubscribe Challenge this week. This ought to do it.
Yeah.
I figured it was unfair of Kyle to lose more subscribers by wrecking his car, so I decided I better get in on some of that wrecking
Right.
his car action.
Right. And I was feeling charitable, so that's why I invited him over, because, I didn't want to lose all the subscribers all at once. It has to be a fair game.
It has to be a fair fight.
Yeah.
And when we get down to about 100 subscribers each, we'll do a live stream. And
Yeah, you guys-
that'll finish it off. believe
Well,
me.
we'll give you plenty of notice though, so any of you remaining folks won't miss it, because we want you all to be there. And
For the final.
It's really gonna be spectacular.
Can't say fun on YouTube.
Oh.
Almost a fucking slip up there.
Yeah, sorry folks. We'll just edit that part out. We're not quite ready to go to zero yet. We gotta kind of.
That's
build
right, we
up
gotta
to that.
ease it in there, right? There's
Yeah.
still t-shirts to be sold.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope that you're making, does this thing have a name? Oh yeah, Shed by the Hacks.
Yeah.
You guys, make sure you leave lots of comments so that Kyle will make a shirt of this car.
Yes.
Because
there is
the
that.
idea of somebody wearing a shirt with this car on it makes me so happy.
Yeah.
It'll be making me very happy. And then wear it somewhere posh and take a picture of yourself
Yes.
at the Peterson Museum, standing in front of a Delahaye,
Yes.
wearing a t-shirt with this car on it, and Kyle will send you $50.
Yes. Canadian.
Canadian, so you probably still won't be able to pay for your parking, but $50 is $50, as we say. $50 never killed anybody,
That's
as they
right.
say in the industry. Nothing was harmed, other than nothing really.
No.
Well, 3 gallons of Bondo were never going to be the same.
Yeah. Again, special thank you to Scott for donating all the materials to this project.
Kyle we're talking about a guy whose fridge has beer and bread. He's not buying $150 for the Bondo put on this car, so I had to do it.
Yeah, I was gonna hand metal finish
He
everything.
was gonna, and then you guys would have had to watch this project for the next 7 years.
Yeah, so Scott really saved the day there, because I know how much you
$150
guys-
worth of polyester has saved everybody from
Yeah,
watching this.
you'd just be watching me do this for the next 2 years.
Yeah, just like. Nope, just a couple of scoopies.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite part of the car, Kyle?
Well, really, the Seville conversion, I would
Yeah.
say, this gentle, graceful swoop as
Yeah.
it ties into the roof. You can really see just all the different lines.
Mhm.
And I don't know. This is better than what I intended when I started this project. So really,
But I need to go home where there's food and stuff. So anyway, Kyle's bed and breakfast, I'm giving it 0 stars out of 73.
yeah.
And
Don't go to my house.
don't come to Kyle's house. He begged me for the 0-star recommendation, so I'm fully endorsing the 0-star recommendation at Kyle's B&B. Because there's no bed and there's no breakfast. So as a B&B, it gets a fucking 0. As a hairstyling studio, though,
Yes.
this was even cheaper than Croatia. Yeah, the door handle that's a bit of a fooler.
Yeah, I
That would
know.
be really cute. You should weld the rods together.
Oh, come on.
Then it would work.
Yeah, but why?
What do you mean, why? Why? Yeah, too late to ask.
That's a step too far.
That's too far. This
Yeah.
was fine. But 5 minutes to make the doors work. That fits as good as they ever did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, anyway, time's a wasting.
Yep.
And Kyle.
Yeah, make sure you unsubscribe from my channel and subscribe to Cold War Motors.
And
so
unsubscribe and then subscribe again back to Kyle's channel, because one way
You're
or
not gonna
another.
let me win, are you?
And I'd like to thank the person that invented Bondo for this whole corner of the car. Like,
Yeah, if any of the executives at Bondo want to do a sponsorship.
yeah, if
Just
you guys
saying.
want to sponsor Kyle and Manning's next project, we can use even less sheet metal. Yeah, surprise of the week for me was how well that trunk lid worked when you turned it upside down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that looks factory.
Yeah, I'm glad I wasn't just talking out my ass about that.
Yeah, well, there was a few other parts come out of your ass. This, this part came out really good.
Well, I'm more of a design guy than a
yeah, Kyle not known
Not
for
really
his,
hands-on.
Kyle's not really known for his workmanship, you know, he's more of just a concept guy. So we're gonna wrap it up because
Yeah, you gotta go.
I gotta go home.
Yeah. Last night we got all the bodywork in primer, and I'm sad to say that Scott from Cold War Motors has left us to return to his mansion in Alberta. Apparently he wasn't happy with the accommodations here at my bed and breakfast, so his loss, I guess, and he has left us to finish the prep and paint on this ourselves. Yes, you heard me right, we are painting this car. Been getting a few accusations lately that I don't finish anything. Well, this car is getting finished. It is a quick build, but we are completely repainting the entire car. We've got a beautiful custom color picked out already, and it's gonna be pretty spectacular. But we can't just paint over it the way it is. There's a whole bunch of prep, so I'm gonna show you what we're doing today. We didn't prime the car until like 4 o'clock in the morning, and we decided to just use a foam roller to apply the primer in order to save time masking. That has left us with a fair amount of texture. Again, it is primer, so it technically doesn't matter, but it does mean we have more work to get this all smoothed out and ready for paint. There's also a few bodywork errors that we have to fix. I'm not sure what happened here. This is kind of what happens when you get two different artists working on the same project. You can see we've got a pretty severe discrepancy here, so we're going to get that sorted out, and there's a few very, very minor pinholes there. And again, some more pinhole crater type situations. And you can see some smaller pinholes here as well. All of this has to be corrected because as soon as we go to paint the car, all those little imperfections that you can barely see now are just going to be magnified, and they're just going to stick out and completely ruin the look of your project. Step one is to correct this major issue at the back here, seeing as how it's the worst. And I'm not going to point any fingers here. I did do the metalwork on the rear of this car, and Scott did the bodywork. All I'm saying is this is definitely not an issue with the metalwork. So again, just saying, you know, I'm not trying to... Sometimes you just got to put on your big boy pants and fix things, you know? You got to be the bigger man here. So we'll get it fixed up. It's not a big deal. Would have been nice if we didn't have to fix this. Just gonna apply some fiberglass into this seam here. And then we'll finish it out with a light coat of our regular product. But again, we want to use the reinforced filler first for structural integrity. It's all about integrity here. Now it's tempting to just start block sanding this, but the trick with this is to touch up all the little spots like this that we missed before we start blocking. And the reason for that is that there's no amount of blocking or whatever that is going to make this go away. Any of this stuff, even these little pinholes like this, primer didn't fill that. so we might as well touch it up now. Basic rule is if you can see it after primer, fix it now rather than later. And the other thing is, once we start cutting this with sandpaper, it's going to be very difficult to see all these minor imperfections, and then they're going to get missed, and then, well, you just end up priming and blocking and priming and blocking 800 times, which is just a huge waste of material. And like, nobody out there likes doing body work and prep, so just do it once and do it the best you can. So for all the tiny little pinholes, I'm just gonna mix up some regular body filler here. Normally I would use like a polyester putty for all the little pinholes and what have you, but we kind of already blew the budget on the rest of this build. So I'm just gonna use regular body filler, and then we're just gonna add a little bit of resin sauce to it to kind of, you know, make it less obnoxious. Now I'm just gonna use a regular old razor blade, and I'm just gonna circle my way around the entire car and just push it into every pinhole that I can see. And there's a lot of pinholes here. We're definitely rushing a little bit in the bodywork stage. And normally you'd want the bodywork to be a little bit more dialed in before you prime it. But again, time was not on our side there, so we did what we had to do, and we're gonna fix it. The problem with doing this after we block sand is now the surface is completely flat and smooth, and when we go to try and sand the filler that's in the pinholes, then we're actually going to end up cutting a low spot into the panel that we just spent a whole bunch of time blocking straight. So right now the surface is very rough, and so we're just adding a little bit more onto that surface, and then when we go to block it, we'll be able to just smooth it right out and make it totally perfect, or as perfect as it needs to be for this project. Well, I found some more little mistakes here at the back. You can kind of tell that we were getting pretty tired by the time we got to the back here, so you know, things weren't finished quite to the same standard as what was done to the more frontal portions of the car, but again, we're fixing it now because we won't be able to fix it after paint. Yeah, I've just been going around and you can kind of see what we're doing there, just kind of glorping some, again, you kind of want to get it as flat as possible, but it's not super critical because we do have to block all of this. And again, because the primer was applied with a roller, there is a lot of texture to take out. So a little bit more texture here, not a big deal, but you try doing this after it's all flat and smooth, and like I said, you just end up digging a valley into your freshly prepped primer, and then you have a low spot. So you can see we've been meticulously just going around picking out any little imperfections and touching them up. So now we are ready to start block sanding this. So for priming this, what we did is we used polyester high build primer. The brand was Slick Sand, if anybody's wondering. And the nice thing about the polyester high build is it won't shrink back on you like the urethane primers, or especially lacquer primers. Those are notorious for that. And the downside is this is harder to sand, but you get a better result, at least for doing large surface areas with a lot of body work like we're doing here. It's that's kind of where it works best. So because this is harder to sand, we're gonna have to start blocking this out with 150. We may even have to hit it with 80 in a few areas, and then we'll work our way up to 400 grit. Okay, well, it is now very late at night once again, and we have this thing all prepped and masked off. I decided to spare you guys the agony of watching me sand this thing for an eternity, so you're welcome. We easily could have milked that for another episode, but we didn't. A couple different changes have happened. We had some serious issues with the roof. You remember this had a vinyl top on it originally. And the problem is when I pulled the vinyl top off, it took a bunch of the paint with, and it was a mess. So I ended up having to sand it basically down to the original layer of primer, which again was still badly damaged. And then I sealed everything with epoxy primer. There's also a few areas here where I had to touch up and seal in with epoxy primer. What else is new? Not much. I definitely do not recommend rolling on the slick sand primer. The problem is in some areas it was very thick, and in other areas it was too thin. By the time I blocked it all flat, it was basically, transparent. So we did have to again go back and seal up a lot of the burn throughs and whatever. If you were planning on repriming it, then it probably would have been okay. But I was trying to get away with just only, one coat of primer over everything. And so it didn't work good for that. But lesson learned, I guess. And we're still done, or at least as done as it's going to be. I just kind of ran out of enthusiasm for this project, would you believe? But anyways, what's happened now is we're actually flying in a custom painter to help us with the paint job on this tomorrow. I've got to get up early in the morning, and he's going to be here, and he's going to kind of help us out with the whole thing, seeing as how the last guy abandoned ship on us. Not naming any names, but so thanks again for watching, and don't forget to dislike and unsubscribe.